Hello everyone, welcome back. It's a little wet and rainy here in western North Carolina this week. Today is Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. And it has rained Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and today. We actually, rivers were getting up quite a bit. Um, Yesterday was some concern of the rain getting into or the river getting into some of the corn we've planted, but it didn't, fortunately enough. But the wet weather has our baby Christmas trees looking good. We've got them all set out and they look pretty good. It's cool and wet, which is ideal for them for living. We will see what happens. This is 100 trees. You can see the rows end right down there, and then they come around to over here. I could have used another 60, 75 more seedlings, but I didn't have them, so that's no big deal. No big issue at all. But kind of today's subject is, it is the 25th of April, and we are not behind, but I do have 10,000 broccoli plants that are ready to go in the ground. I do have the ground ready for them. Plastic mulch down, fertilized down, etc. The only problem that I have currently is the field is too wet to get into it to do the transplant. So, how big a problem is this? Well, if I'm gonna put you guys right here for a minute. If the ground dries up this week, toward the end of the week, of course that will be no problem. We'll get them transplanted. If we have to wait till next week, still won't be that huge of a problem. 2 weeks, then it starts getting into a problem because we got plants coming behind those. And would like to, probably next week sometime, plant another acre of corn. That's the goal. At least another acre, maybe more. But we have started early this year. Like I said, we're not behind by no means. We're kind of still ahead, but that's just the way it is with weather. By starting earlier, we give ourselves a little more leeway. If we'd have waited to this week to plant the corn and it turned wet, we've been pushed back another week, and eventually those weeks start adding up. But you can see the trees look pretty good. I think they look pretty good anyhow. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Hopefully, all that goes well. I do have a new piece of equipment coming. That it's not a huge purchase. It's a big purchase for me, but still, it's not huge, and it's not huge for me either. But we will talk about that when it gets here. It's supposed to be here middle of May, and I'm hoping that it'll be here sooner. I'm hoping, but you never know. I mean, if it arrives on time, that's good. I hope it ain't late. I plan on needing this piece of equipment almost to July, so we will get to use it. Of course, they'll be set up and stuff like that. It's not new. It's not a new piece of equipment, but it is something, like I said, we've needed for a while. But anyhow, like I said, I'm just checking on the trees. They have a good color to them. They look pretty good. Next step, of course, will be keeping them up. I have to keep them sprayed, fertilized. The grass, I don't know whether you can see it on the camera. Let me but the grass is starting to turn yellow. Now, one thing about using Roundup, if you spray with it and it dies the next day, you put too much on it. It's systemic. You want that plant to stay alive long enough to pull it down into the roots to kill the roots. If it looks fine for a couple days, and about a week, 10 days out, it starts turning yellow, 2 weeks, then you've killed it. And you can see that, I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, the difference between that and this, starting to get a yellow cast, which is a good sign. It means we probably got a pretty good control on it. It is raining. It's drizzling rain on me right now. Like I said, we're just checking on these trees, see what they look like, making sure everything looks fine with them. Like I said, I could have used another 100, but this is a trial. And one thing that I have a tendency to do, and a lot of other farmers have a tendency to do, I've noticed through the years, is to start out a little too big. And these 100 trees will be enough for this first year. Now next year I may set more than that, may not set any, may set the same amount. You never know. But that's kind of where we're at with that. You know, it's one of those things. But anyhow, like I said, it's rainy. Hopefully it'll dry up. We can get back in the field. You gotta get some more ground ready. We've got things to do now as we start approaching. Typical last date of frost for our area is May the 15th. So after that, we will be going wide open. But anyhow, that's what we're looking at. So, you know, like I said, we're not behind per se yet, but we're not crazy ahead either. So we're on pace, and that's a good thing. So I've rambled on here long enough. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe. I've noticed there've been some comments lately. I will try to respond to them. Just haven't had time. Internet's been slow. It's a pain to upload. Takes a day to upload a video. But if you like what we're doing, subscribe. Please comment, ask questions. We'll try to get around to answering them all. And until next time, take care of yourself.